discuss this more, I'm now joined by Hazel Smith. She's a professorial research associate at the School of Oriental and African Studies. She is in Scarborough in the UK. Good to have you on the show, Hazel. North Korea launches nearly 24 missiles. One lands in South Korea's territorial waters. The South responds by firing 3 missiles of its own. I mean, this is an awfully dangerous upscaling of tensions. Where do you think this is going?
You're right, but I think, in a sense, you underestimate the dangerous nature of this escalation that we're talking about here. These massive military exercises that South Korea and the United States have been conducting since the summer are intended to both engage in operational readiness preparation if there ever was an attack on by North Korea on South Korea, and so in that sense they are very legitimate. But from the North Korean perspective, and one of the reasons that we've got a bit of a tit for tat, an exchange of escalation going on between the various parties, the overt objectives in terms of the practice of these military exercises are based on the South Korean military doctrine, the first of which is called kill chain. And kill chain is designed to be a preemptive attack, not just on North Korean military installations, but on the North Korean leadership, wherever they're situated.
Hmm.
The other military doctrine is called Korea Massive Punishment and Retaliation. And as the name suggests, it's also meant to target both the military and also political leadership. So both sides are actually engaged in escalation. We should remember that President Trump cancelled these joint exercises in 2017 in order to create a path for diplomacy, as have previous US presidents. In the first George Bush administration did this. So what this signifies more than anything with these massive, and we are talking about massive exercises, 1,600 sorties from South Korea going over or near North Korea, these missiles being sent from North Korea, I
Hazel,
think just
yeah.
outside the territorial weapons, it signifies that there is no diplomacy going on and it's a dangerous
Okay,
situation.
I don't have a lot of time with you, but I do want to squeeze in this question. The fact that the United States is calling on pretty much all nations to impose sanctions on North Korea tells me, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, that North Korea does not have a nuclear-capable ICBM. What happens when and if they do have achieved this capability? It's a game changer.
I think none of the military analysts think that they have finally achieved the ability to send a ICBM with a nuclear warhead, but they are technically sophisticated in that they've got engineers and they're developing such a program. Of course, it would be a game changer in the same way that India and Pakistan, being non-declared nuclear nations, changed the game for anybody that's considering military analysis of that region. So, of course, that would be a game changer in changing the strategic framework. But that implies even more that what's needed is a diplomatic resolution to the conflict. That there's no military resolution to the conflict in the Korean Peninsula. Absolutely zero chance of a military resolution. Even if South Korea and the United States were to win a war against North Korea, even if China was involved, whoever won, there would be massive devastation.
Okay.
So the only possibility of resolving the crisis is through diplomacy. And unfortunately, what this escalation on all sides is seeing is that it's exemplifying is that we don't have diplomacy going on right now.
Okay. Hazel Smith, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. Do appreciate your analysis.